Well, it's never bad when the Gibson box shows up. Let me get the top opened up and I'll resume. So the Texas heat has been delaying the opening of this one because I needed to give it some time to get acclimated to the incredibly humid and hot Texas heat we've just been experiencing. The case itself is nothing special, but the guitar inside of it is something that I personally have never owned until now. And that is a Les Paul Jr. from the mod collection. Well, from the mod shop. Not necessarily the mod collection. This one was originally sold by the demo shop. So, this, look at those cool, like mineral streaks over there. Very plain back. Though I do like the fact that it's got the Gibson Deluxe tuners. Celluloid backplate. This color looks so much better in gloss than satin. Man, in the case on this one, there's a lot more than I thought there would be. Your normal Gibson stuff, like your limited warranty information, card, everything. But look, a full Gibson COA. That's different. Didn't expect that on a Junior. And then, of course, the strap, the tool, silica pack, keys, owner's manual, all that stuff was in this bag. And the case is actually a really nice one, and it is a Costa Rican made GWW, I guess, or shipped out of Nashville though. But like I say, a little bit more stuff than I expected, especially with this full booklet for the COA. Did not expect to see that at all. Was expecting just a little card, but it came in big this time. Gotta admit, more than I was expecting there. So here's one I've always been curious about, because I've never had a Junior or a Special, or at least not in a Les Paul configuration. Will a Les Paul Studio fit in a Les Paul Junior case? And the answer is not exactly. You can see that it doesn't want to close all the way. You probably could, but there's something about the way the case is, like right here, I think it's not as deep. And so therefore it stops it from going all the way closed. So if you've ever wondered, there's your answer. That's what it looks like when you try to close a Studio in a Junior case. I find that interesting. So there's a little bit brighter light to try to get a better view of the actual guitar. But this color in gloss is so much better than the satin ones that I've had before now of this color. I must confess, I dig that color a lot better. And honestly, the celluloid pickguard is kind of cool. Pretty neat overall. So this is also another first for me in that it's got an intonatable wrap tail. So that'll be fun to play with as well. Overall, pretty happy with the way this one looks. And again, the way that case and everything came out, because like I said, I've always wondered if there was really a big difference between the, like a Les Paul Studios hard case, or and the special, or and I'm guessing the junior is, because this is a junior, but I'm guessing the special is the same way. So interesting thought pattern. About time to plug it in and get some tones. So here we are with the junior. It is a beautiful guitar. Had a couple days to adjust to the Texas weather. Now this pick guard, I don't know if you can, I'm gonna be able to really get you to see it, but it's a multi-layer pick guard, and it's like black with white with black, and then the celluloid on top. Or maybe that other white layer is another layer of celluloid, but no matter what, that pick guard is actually pretty cool, and I would be willing to bet that there's nothing underneath there because realistically it's a junior. So I deep down do have questions as to what it's covering, but I'm not going to take that apart just yet. I will do that in a different video. But this guitar, like I say, is 7.5 pounds. So the actual weight of this guitar is really, really light. Comparatively speaking, I mean, this is on par with like Stratocaster weight, right? I haven't played a whole lot, just like a basic strum to make sure that I was getting it in tune. The neck on this guitar is really, really, feels like it's really thick, like almost 58 thick. And I don't know what it looks like from compared to others, but this is what it looks like on the contour gauge. So it's got a nice deep, 1st fret, 12th fret. So it's got a deep scallop to it, like, so it does feel thick, and I gotta tell you, it's pretty comfortable actually. I was surprisingly happy with that. But I have always, coming from the Fender HM Strat, which was my first electric guitar, it really did impress me that as I found that some of the 50s necks, that they were as comfortable to hold on to as they are, because it's really easy to play in the cowboy chord area. So anyway, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for sounds, and the beauty of this guitar is there's only one pickup, which I am not used to at all. I have never actually had a single pickup guitar. I've had P90s in Les Pauls and in SGs. I've had single coils in all kinds of Fenders and other brands, but this is a first for me to have one where it's just the actual, bridge pickup. So open G. That's everything at wide open. If you dial the volume back, it really takes a lot of that edge off. And I'm going to presume, this is an experiment here, tone turned to 0. volume at 10 and tone at like 2 is actually kind of a nice little spot. Takes a lot of the the pickaxe or peaks of the takes a lot of this twang out and get it down to 1.5, 2, somewhere in there. Here it is at 5. And this is going to be the first time I've done this, so put a little distortion on that. So volume at 10 and everything, it's going to be probably too loud, but taking the tone out. Really though, turning the volume down, let's go back to that 2 setting that I was so fond of in the clean. So taking the distortion back out, you can go a lot higher on the volume. So even now, so like I say, this is my first time playing one of these, and it's going to take a little getting used to. And I'm really curious what's underneath here. So in a later video, probably I'm going to recondition, condition the fretboard. There's also on here, I don't know if I can get it to show up, but right underneath here, there is some like white marks on there, and I'm going to try to get that off. I don't know if that's something else that, what that is. I don't know if that's something from this or if it's something from the polishing compound or what, but I am interested in what that is. And it's really weird to see that much shelf up against a body. Like, I'm very used to Les Pauls that are like the standards, studios, things like that, that come up to like right here. So this much gap right there is a really weird look for me. I'm interested in the whole system. I think it's pretty cool, but it does have, the weight of this guitar is awesome. Like, it's really comfortable, and I am very thrilled to play this and to try to learn, because I think it was Jared James Nichols was the first person I ever heard say that having a single pickup Les Paul makes you feel like you have to learn to play it differently. You have to be a better guitar player, and maybe that's what I need, because I've been kind of playing the same thing for a long time. But playing with the tone on this guitar is really the biggest part of getting the sounds you want. And for me, that sweet spot between 2 and 4 on the tone knob is where I would normally play at. Because there's a striking difference between all 10 and volume at 7, tone at 4. Even volume at 9. The tone knob makes all the difference in the world. You can pull that, ice pick sound right smooth out of this guitar with the tone knob. And that's something that I've never personally tried to do before. Like, almost never playing around with the tone. Every once in a while I'll do something because I like the way it sounds, or like playing some Neil Young will give you a different deal. But something I'm not used to seeing on the side of these is the fretboard has a gloss all the way to the top, and a lot of my guitars have binding, so that doesn't usually happen. It's not usually all pretty all the way, gloss binding. They don't usually gloss over that. They scrape the binding, and I gotta tell you, it's a different look. It's really weird, but I dig it. I think it's cool. But this one is, like I say, Les Paul Jr. with Mod Shop stuff done to it. So I like these tuners on here. I'm not a fan of the little tiny specials and juniors knobs. So these big tulips or keystones or whatever you want to call those, I'm a fan. I think that looks a lot better than the little tiny buttons. You may have a different opinion. Probably not traditional. So anyway, 2024 Les Paul Jr. vintage tobacco burst, and like I say, I've never seen this finish in gloss before, and I can see the allure now. Like, I've always just thought it was cool, but I can see the allure to a gloss finish version of this. All right, till next time.